Okay, so let's start with one of the biggest reasons why, for me, sand cement is dead, and probably from this point always will be. Now, there is some main points to consider. Number one is cracking. Now, sand cement is extremely rigid. It doesn't move, it doesn't flex, and it doesn't allow for big changes in building movements. Now, you know, some of your old boys say, you know, just do a good old 5-1-1 and, you know, add a bit of lime to it. In my eyes, them days have gone. Like, the sand quality is crap now. And the idea that you've got to try and find the perfect mix is to me is not working, because of the main reason that buildings do move, and they're meant to move, especially now when we're moving into the realm where there's a lot more timber frame and there's a lot more exterior cement boards being used. So for me, for that one reason alone, especially if you're working on extensions or mixed substrates, sand cement is not the one. It will crack, it will move. With that being said, is the consistency in mixing. Now, with sand cement, it's pretty much 4-to-1 scratch, 5-to-1 top, and if you're really feeling ballsy, add a bit of lime in, like I said. And that is it. But the sand is different every time. The cement content, you can never get the same if, say, you had to just mix one bucket because you're about a square metre out. You've got the pain in the ass of lugging it all around a scaffold, and you've got to make sure you've got your additives with you. So you're carrying your cement, you've got your additives, you've got your lime, and you've got your sand. And who knows, you might even whack some washing up liquid in it if you're really old school and feel that's the way to go. But here's the other thing, for me, having that old school method of just finding the perfect mix is a lot of time wasted. These bagged renders or pre-mixed products are all made for you to go, and you have warranties with it. I mean, what a concept. These big companies are going to back you if it goes wrong. Now, if you're an approved installer for these companies, what they want that, by the way, they want you to be an approved installer because they need more people to help get their products out. You have a warranty. So as soon as you use one of these bag products, which you don't have to measure out, you don't have to gauge, you just throw it in the bucket, mix some water in. If you apply that and do everything right according to their book and it goes wrong, then you have someone to turn back to. You have guarantee and you have some trust knowing that you can call someone and say, look, this has happened, I've cracks everywhere, what can you do about it? And they will come and help. Now, the problem is with sand cement, you've used a different company for the sand, a different company for the cement, a different company for the additives, a different company for the lime. Who do you turn to? Who are you going to call and say one of your products somewhere in that chain has gone massively wrong? So everything aside from the ease of it, let's just talk about logistics. If something goes wrong, you can't call anyone for callbacks, and you are alone left dealing with a mess of a cracked wall. So for me, the ease and the mixing of these modern day renders is just so much easier, and it's just such a nice job to deal with all round. Once you know, you just carry your bag up to where you're working to, throw it in the water, and you're good to go. No messing about. Now, another thing, workability. Sand cement is heavy. It drags on the wall and it has a tendency to tear and slump. Now, I know this isn't always the case. I know there's a lot of old boys who've only used sand cement and that's all they know. Now, I don't 100% agree that the workability of sand cement is always bad. I do believe that if you have a perfect mix, you will get it right, and it is creamy and it is nice to use. But again, I'm just finding that the consistency of sand nowadays has really declined. I'm currently working in Hastings, and I used to use Sandgate, which is like the creme de la creme of the sand around this area. And even that has gone to real bad measures. Like, it doesn't feel like the same sand of what it used to do. It doesn't have that smooth texture to it. It doesn't feel like when you're applying it, it's smooth and it's just silky on the trowel. It doesn't feel like that anymore. It drags when you use a rule. It's tearing when you're trying to get it right. And when it comes to the floating stages, it feels wrong. Where again, these bagged up renders, they're designed and formulated to be used and be the exact same every time you use that bag. So if you like a product, so say for example, you might like Weber OCR, you might like Balmic KZP, you might like any of these other big brands that have got these bag renders. If you like that particular brand, then you can walk in knowing that workability is going to be the exact same every time you mix it up. And for me, I feel like I've lost that trust in knowing that sand cement has that anymore. I think there's too many variations that have totally ruined the product, and it's not even just the sand, it's everything in between. So for me, we've lost that trust, and that's not good, and you will get cracks. And when it comes to floating, it might have set too fast, and there's nothing to do, nothing you can do to bring it back other than just spray some water on and hope for the best. Now, another thing is time and efficiency. Sand cement, you whack on the, 2 days before you put the scratch. You've got to leave it a decent amount of time for that first coat to cure, and then you can whack the top coat on. Again, you're kind of at the mercy of the gods. If it's too cold, it'll take forever to set, and if it's too hot, then it's going to go off like a rocket, and then you're left crying in the corner. And all your render is cracked up because you couldn't float it up in time. Now, these modern renders are designed, some of them, to be used. You can do 2 coats in one day. If you've got a little area, like a little patching job, you can literally apply your first coat, give it 30 minutes, and you're applying your second coat in that same amount of time, and you're finishing it by the end of the day. And you're not left waiting in the rain or waiting until midnight to come and flow it up. They have a decent setting times, and you can get these jobs done in a minimal amounts of time with no waiting in between. And that's not being a cowboy. These products are designed to do it that way. You've got the silicone renders where you apply and you're floating up within 10 minutes of putting it on. These products, depending on what you go for, are designed to be used, and they're designed to be time efficient. So you're not waiting around like you would do these sand cements, and you're not getting caught up when it's all setting too fast. It's just an easier system to use. And again, if you have the backing of the technicians, they're going to tell you about how to use it. They're going to show you how it's done and give you some tips on getting it right from day one, so you don't have to worry and hope that it's just going to work out, because it doesn't work like that. And in terms of adhesion, in terms of how it sticks, sand cement, all pre-grits aside, as long as it's prepped right, it's going to stick. But there's some backgrounds where it doesn't want to stick. You're not always going to be, you're not going to get that right fixing straight away in all conditions. If you've been told to SBR some old brickwork and you leave it to dry, it's lost its key, and you're trying to put sand cement on top of something that doesn't have a key anymore, then you're going to be left dragging, and it's not going to stick, and you're going to be trying to rule something that wants to pull off the wall. It's going to take forever to set, like we said before, and it's not going to work. Where these modern systems, you've got designated primers, you've got meshes, you've got base coats that will literally stick to anything you give it. And you've got these top coats that are used to work alongside these base coats, and they just work in a way that just makes sense. Again, there's no guesswork. You don't have to fret about what background you're working on. It's all going to stick, and it's all going to work as long as you use the right system at the right time. Where sand cement, this is what I don't get about some of the people who kind of refuse to try and move on. You've only got sand cement. That's all you have, and you're just hoping that it's going to stick and it won't crack. But in theory, you've got to look and open your eyes a little bit and know that there's a lot more than that. There's so many systems out there that are designed to be used for different conditions and different elements. And I think once you start using these modern renders, you'll be pleasantly surprised at 1, how easy they are to use, and 2, how durable and long-lasting they seem to be. So for me, that is getting your reputation back in check, and knowing that when you do a job, you're 100% certain that it's going to stick and it's going to hold. Now that is what this video is all about, and that is why I've decided to post this, not as a testament to other company and for sales. It's just a real hard look at how crap sand cement is. Now with that said, check out this video, it's just popped up on the right, where we show you a complete beginner's guide to using modern renders. These modern bag renders, they're going to change your life. I'm going to show you a full guide on how to use them, so you don't even have to worry about the next steps. Check out that video there and open your eyes to the new world of modern bag renders. Enjoy, cheers.